want to tell you about a guy I met today. I was a prison guard or correctional officer for 23 years at the United States Penitentiary in Marion, Illinois. We were the level 6 Supermax federal prison and the only one of its kind in the system. Matter of fact, we were really the first one. Yeah, Alcatraz, okay, but we were the first Supermax, and they exported that system all over the world. Let me tell you about, I'm in a small banana republic in South America right now, and what you see is my house being constructed behind us. The fella I met today, he was almost American. He was born here, and he got into some drug trouble. He did a little time, did his 2 years in a state prison, and the Obama administration deported him to here. He seemed to think that this is the worst punishment that he could have gotten. He would have rather done a couple more years in prison and been released into the United States, but that's not the way it works these days. You commit a felony and you're a foreign national, they deport you. It's not just Trump. They've been doing this for a long time. And I'm here to tell you about some of the other experiences that I had. When I was in the military, we had Cuban nationals come to the United States in what we call the Mariel boat lift or the Cuban boat lift, and we separated families too. And like this guy that I met, they suffered because they were separated from the people or the place that they were familiar with. And in the Mariel boat lift situation, they had to be removed, just like the guy here. Matter of fact, the only reason I ended up talking to him was because we ride around in minibuses here. It costs you just a few dollars and you can go a long ways. That's a big vehicle moving by on the main road. Because he was deported, he is cut off from everything he knew. He was a child in the United States, 3 or 4 years old. So really, all he knew was being an American. And he heard me in these little minivan that we're driving around in. And he decided to just continue the ride and follow me around and end up talking to me because, you know, after you've been cut off for months and months and you live in a foreign country, it's really kind of nice to talk to somebody from home. Even though he was deported, he felt that the United States was his home. He can't go back. He committed a penny ante drug crime, and the punishment was 2 years in prison. But the consequences were he lost his home. All the friends and family that he thought he had, he's been deported, he's back here. He don't know any of these cousins or aunts and uncles. And it had a much more consequences than he was aware of. So if you're a guy out there right now and you really don't want to live here with me in a small banana republic and never go home, I can go home whenever I want, then you might want to double think it. Most Americans, unlike me, don't want to live here. Things aren't like you're used to in the United States. And if you're thinking about pulling that petty crime, that might be a felony, and you're a foreign national, you may want to double think what you're about to do, because I'd go to prison for it, lose my pension. You might go to prison and lose your country. So double think that crime before you do it. And I'm here to tell you that young man told me that the worst punishment was having to come back to what they called home, and he said wasn't his home. So if you've enjoyed this video, you know, don't be an ass. Hit the like button down there, will you? And if that offends you, well, then you don't have much of a sense of humor. So you probably won't want to subscribe. But if you've got a good sense of humor, subscribe, will you? Would it kill you?